Welcome to the Scottsdale Vibes podcast. I'm your host, Alicia Haygood. To follow up on our style season, we've had Candace Chen from Protege Shoes. We've had some interior designers in the past, but I am so excited to introduce you today to one of Scottsdale's hot, up and coming. I don't think she's up and coming. I think she's already come, and she's going to continue to grow. Is Emily Marek of Emmy Couture Designs. But before you get a chance to hear Emily and all the amazing things she's doing for us here in Scottsdale, don't forget to hit subscribe on that podcast app wherever you listen to this episode. And don't forget to follow us on social media, YouTube, and more. Anywhere on the web that you want to find us, we are there. And if we're not, let me know because I'll go there with you. Let's take a short break. When we come back, we're going to have Emily Marek of Emmy Couture Designs. When it comes to protecting you, your family, and all your assets, you need to have someone that you can trust. And that's Jeremy Mueller of State Farm Insurance. Jeremy Mueller has lived in Scottsdale his whole life. How can anyone else know your needs more than someone who's been here and seen it all? Jeremy and his team are always ranked in the top % at State Farm. He cares, he's knowledgeable, and most importantly, he's always available. Don't believe me? Give him a call at 480-515-5223 or find him at jeremymueller.com. Emmy Couture Designs is a luxury interior design firm located here in Scottsdale, Arizona. It focuses on luxury, new construction, full home renovations, as well as furnishings and accessories. And the woman behind these one-of-a-kind designs is none other than Emily Marek. Emmy graduated Summa Cum Laude, congratulations, from NAU, where she went on to work at an architectural firm, luxury design firm. And it was in 2016 that her passion, knowledge, and skills became Emmy Couture Designs. Now she's one of the most sought-after designers here in Scottsdale, and we got her at the table with us. Welcome to the table, Emmy. I'm so excited to meet you. We've hung out once before, and we seriously had to stop to go get our kids from school. We were having so much fun. So I'm excited to introduce you to everyone who doesn't know you. But I love to hear from people. How did you get into interior design? When did your passion start? Are you the ones that was decorating your Barbie house, and as an interior designer at 5, or were you later in life decided this is what you like to do?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me, Alicia. I really appreciate it. Super excited. I believe my passion came from when I was a little bit younger. My mom was always redecorating our house. Okay. Literally, she would always be moving furniture or painting or hanging new artwork. She would always be dragging me to Kirkland's home store back in the day.
I love Kirkland's.
I hated it back in the day. I thought it stunk inside,
so much
all the potpourri. And
That's
so I was like, Mom,
funny.
do we really have to go there? And then I developed an eye for it, and come to find out, in high school, I ended up working for Kirkland's home store.
Did you really?
I did, yeah.
Full circle.
And so then once it came time to graduate high school and figure out, what do I want to do? I looked at different colleges, and I decided, I kind of want to try interior design. I've never heard of it before, but I think, it would be something. I love fashion, and I believe the fashion and interiors go hand in hand. And so once I knew that I could make it a career, I was like, well, let's try it out. So I started college, and I loved all of my classes. I excelled in all of them, and then right out of college, I got my first design job and hit the ground running.
I was kind of like that. I tell everyone my career started in high school. I took some high school classes, and I was like, oh my gosh, I actually love this. So I love that you have that. Your style is unique, your passion's unique, and one thing that you're great at is pulling your client's style and passion out of them to develop that. And that's a special skill because people, I'm sure all the time, I don't know what I like, I kind of like this. And, it's almost like starting a Pinterest board. Once you start with something where you get to the top is completely different. So talk to me about how that process works for you when you're talking to your clients. How do you pull out their passion and how do you pull out their vision and make it reality?
Great question. So obviously I am a people's person and I can really read everyone very well. But before we get started, if you hire Emmy Couture, we have you fill out our questionnaire, and it's just kind of some basic questions, get to know you a little bit better, get to know your lifestyle. Once we do like an on-site meeting and I get to see your actual space, or if we're starting a new build, each project is a little bit different in each circumstance, but I get to know the client and their lifestyle. We start with doing some mood boards and, what they like, what they don't like, and then basically putting together our schematic designs based off that.
Okay.
And then they get to approve, yes, this is the vibe that we're going with, we're on track, and then we start building each room around that and do the final presentation.
You do everything from I'll come and redo your children's room, new baby, to whole houses and stuff like that. You're also unique in what you do, Emmy, and that you are an architectural design as well. You're not just an interior designer. So you really are that whole package, which is so nice to work with one person to do everything. Talk to me about that uniqueness of yours that stands out when it comes to your architectural abilities as well.
So I think what really helped was after I graduated college, I worked for 2 luxury design firms in Scottsdale before opening up Emmy Couture in 2016. So from 2012 to 2016, I worked at an interior design architectural firm and then also a design build firm. And so I really got to know the backgrounds of each. And that is where my sense grew in each kind of category. And then now for Emmy Couture, bringing all 3 of them together, architecture, a background, a build background, and then design, making sure that everything functions correctly is key, and understanding each step.
That is key. One thing else that you can do you can speak construction lingo. So you can talk to the contractors, you know what they mean, which is huge because that just gains a kind of respect as well. And for me, when I see that, it's like, oh my gosh, I can trust her. She's going to get the job done the first time because she's not going to be screwed over by a construction or a contractor, or those kind of things. That's huge for you.
Yes.
Let's talk about your furnishings. They're unique. They're one of a kind. You're not going to go to Kirkland and find them anymore. There's a whole process that you do. Talk about going to shop for your clients, how that works, and where you find these statement pieces.
So we have wholesale accounts with hundreds of different vendors. And so we go and travel to market. We're actually going in 3 weeks to High Point, North Carolina.
Let me know if you need a companion. I'm really great at shopping, Emmy.
So that is where we get to see all of the new up-and-coming furniture. We get to sit in each piece and be able to really feel and describe the items to the clients. One of the things is that we rarely shop local. One of the unique things is we get really great wholesale pricing, and therefore you can't technically sit in each piece because it is going to be ordered in. But I do all of my research while I'm at market. I sit in it. I make sure it's deep enough or it's cozy enough, or what can we do to change this? And that way, if you're saying, okay, I'm really tall, I need something really deep, then I know exactly which sectional to kind of refer you to and sell that one to you.
When you go to market, are you shopping for future clients you don't even know about, or do you shop more for current clients because of that detailed of like looking, I need a deep, tall sofa, or I need this chair for this space? How does that work with you?
Depends on which stage we're in each project. We're going to market in 3 weeks, like I said, and I have 2 projects right now that we will be shopping for, but we're always looking at what is the new trending item, what they have to kind of showcase, and then being able to use all the new stuff in our designs.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. What a fun job. You really have a fun job.
And it's so fun. Pretty. And I love when people say, oh, you're an interior designer, how fun. But it's also work. People don't understand, there's a lot of behind the scenes, okay? It's not always pretty and glamorous.
We just see the pretty glamorous parts. Yeah.
So yes, it is fun, but it's just a typical job that has its challenges at times.
Let's talk a little bit about your process as well. We kind of talked about that with them filling out the questionnaire to really get into your client's head. Your renderings are unique and special because they literally go from like out of your head, Emmy, to the rendering to reality. So talk about even that process, because to have a picture turn into reality is not always easy.
So I think when I first see a floor plan or when I first see an existing space, I have so much going through my head of all the possibilities of what it could be.
You're just like a Pinterest in your mind. Like, are you trying to narrow it down?
Yes, I can see all the possibilities. And then once I understand each client's style, and then I can really pinpoint, oh, I remember seeing this wallpaper. This would be perfect for them. I know that they would love it here. Or certain tiles or textures or furniture, lighting. And so that basically we take all of the items and I have an amazing senior designer. Her name's Andrea, and she does all of our 3D renderings, and she makes everything come to life. We source all of our items, like I said, with our vendors, and we truly make each room special and unique.
I love that. Well, let's take a short break. When we come back, we're going to continue talking. One of the things that I thought was really fun and unique about you are your project names that you do for your clients stick out to them. So I want to hear about that. It's super fun. Let's take a short break. We'll be right back. Buying a home can be scary and sometimes frustrating, but all of that can go away with the right realtor. And that's where Sean Shackleton with the Shackleton Group is here for you. Sean has over 25 years experience in real estate. She's here to get you what you want and won't settle for less. She's experienced, knowledgeable, and understands this market, which these days is always changing. Take the stress out of your next home purchase by calling Sean at 480-734-7277. You can also find her at theshackletongroup.com. Lindsay pointed that out to me, and I was like, oh my gosh, you're right. I didn't even think about that.
Okay, so it's so funny. One of my clients recently had hired me for up in Desert Mountain for a remodel, and they're like, okay, so our daughter wants to know, what are you going to name our project? And I was like, oh, shoot, you're putting me on the spot right now. I'm like, I don't know. Like, we're not finished, like, with, like, the design theme yet and getting everything together. I'm like, once we have, like, your mood boards together and everything, then I'll be able to name your project. So then, like, a month goes by, we have the mood boards and everything, and he's like, okay, so what'd you name my project? My daughter's dying to know. And it's funny, there's little things like that that you don't realize that people are looking for. You know, they enjoy that. They're like, oh, I just want to see, like, what is my project name going to be?
See, but that's the things that you do that stand out, that you don't even, it's those little touches, Emmy, that really makes you stand out. And how I found out about this was you redid Jeremy Mueller, one of our sponsors' houses. I don't know if you realize this, but his project name was what?
It's a Vibe.
Right. But he's part of Scottsdale Vibes, too.
Oh, I didn't even realize that, though. See, I had no idea. No idea
like,
in the beginning.
It's just, but it's, I feel like the universe, it just comes full circle with the universe like that. So
That's hilarious.
So it's all based off of, like, your mood board. And you just, you see a vision, you're like, oh, I like this name. It just fits it. That's how it works for you.
Yeah. So basically how we named It's a Vibe is each room is, in each area of that house is a vibe, and it's so unique and it's so them. Mm-hmm. Like, they just got recently married, and knowing them as a couple and pulling all of their likes into each space was so special. And once you see it, it's a vibe.
I can't wait. I keep telling Jeremy I'm going to put him on the spot by saying this. I'm ready for that private invite to go take a tour, so I'll get there.
Our photo shoot is scheduled for the next couple weeks. Okay. So once I get that, then I will be able to showcase all of the greatness. Yes.
All the vibes. I love it. It's so funny because we did. I don't even think he realizes it either. He's a man. Of course he didn't. You live here in Scottsdale with your adorable family, but you don't just work here in Scottsdale and Arizona. You have projects all over the U.S. Talk about that and talk about the pros and cons of, like, being able to work all over the U.S. with your skills and ability.
Correct. Yes. So, like I said, my senior designer, her name's Andrea. She actually lives remote in Wisconsin. So she has worked for us for about 6 years now, and then full time for the last 2 years. So she is remote and takes care of all of our projects remotely. We have our meetings inside of our office, and I pull her up on the TV, and she's involved in all the meetings. And so with that, it kind of helped us learn how to work remotely. After COVID hit and everything, that is when we're like, okay, well, I think we could really make this work full time. And then COVID hit, and we had a lot of people like inquiring about, hey, I live in such and such state. Can you do this? Can you do that? And so right now we currently we just finished a house in Florida. We currently have a project right now in Chicago.
Very nice.
We furnished a house up in Washington, and then we did a big remodel in Newport Beach as well. So
very nice.
We do have projects a little bit of everywhere, and we're really wanting to grow like our Midwest branch.
Okay.
So since Andrea is out in Milwaukee, and we got our first Chicago project, we're hoping to kind of grow out that way as well. I'm from the Midwest. I'm from St. Louis. So I'm always going back, always visiting family that I have back there. So it'd be great.
For some place like Scottsdale that's a melting pot, that seems incredible for you because people can find you here in Scottsdale to go back to their Midwestern house or to go back, where they go when the snowbirds and stuff like that. So that's helpful too. Talk about have you ever had a client do something here and then one of their other houses somewhere else, and how does that style change or does it stay the same?
That's exactly kind of how we got started with designing remotely.
Okay.
So we have a couple clients here in Scottsdale that this is their second or third home. And they're like, hey, I just bought a lot in Florida, or hey, I have a house in Chicago. That's my main residence. I would love for you to design them. And so that's how we got started. We designed their houses here in Arizona first and then branched out to their main residence.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
I love that. Has their style, is it kind of continuation from what's here, or do you see it change based off of the location as well?
It's pretty much the location.
Okay.
I feel like
Yeah.
it's a little bit of a mix. You kind of have to keep true to them.
Right.
But also to your atmosphere as well.
Right. I think the same thing. I was wondering, what has been one of the craziest design requests that you've pulled off? You're like, I don't know if I can say this. I feel like.
Whatever you want, we can design.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you ever had to say no to anything?
No.
Okay. I'll get this story off air or something like that. From Emmy, the little girl who wanted to be an interior designer, to Emmy Couture, what's been your favorite part of this journey?
I love meeting the clients and getting to know them. I mean, we are truly blessed with the best clients. We're with them. I mean, if it's a new construction, you're typically with them for about 2+ years. So
Wow.
You really get to know them. You become friends with them. Yeah. We actually just had dinner last night. My Chicago client is in town and took us out to Toco Madera last night. And it was just so fun just to, have natural conversations and just enjoy dinner and cocktails all together, outside of, what sectional do you want to pick, And so they're truly just amazing.
That's good to hear. What has been your best advice that you would give to someone that's kind of starting up, whether they're, the little girl that's making drawings in middle school and high school or in college and stuff like that? What's a piece of advice that you would give them?
I mean, I feel like it's so cliche, but just never give up.
Yeah.
I had a dream, and I knew that I wanted to be I wanted to have my own design firm. And then I came home from work, my 9-to-5 design job, one day to my husband, and I said, you know what, I am going to quit and I'm going to open up my own design firm, and I'm calling it Emmy Couture Designs. And he said, okay. So honestly, just never giving up, always believe in yourself. Even after I have 2 kids now, and yes, it is a struggle sometimes, like juggling all the things, but it's also like the most rewarding things of being a boss, being a mom, and having your kids see all the hard work that you do, and having them at the office and just being there and seeing everything.
I think that to me is the most rewarding thing. I too, one day, like I'll never forget, I was at my parents' house. I started podcasting, and I bought, the former podcasting company. And my parents were like, "What are you doing?" I was like, I just started my own company. I just started my own LLC." And my dad's like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, Michelle Media LLC. I just started it." And he was like, "Okay." And I was, "You just have to do it." Yes. I was thinking and thinking and thinking, and I was like, "Nope, that's it. I'm done. I'm going to do it right now." Because the more you put it off, the more it's not going to happen. So I think that's great. What is your, Emmy, favorite Scottsdale vibe? And it can't be your project. It can't be it's a vibe project. What's your favorite thing about Scottsdale?
Well, I've lived in Scottsdale now since 1999. And honestly, I just love having the city life, and then also going up north and being up in like the snow, and just driving up 2 hours away and being there and making it feel like I'm back in St. Louis, like in the snow. So I just love Arizona, and I don't think I could ever move out of Arizona. I love traveling and love going to all of our out-of-state projects, but I could never actually relocate.
Yeah. Listen, I've said it before and I'll say it a million times. This place is a hidden gem. When I moved here over 4 years ago, and I was like, oh, Arizona, you don't hear anything, but it's hot, and it's a desert, and it is gorgeous, stunning, and we have no plans to leave either. So happy here. Yeah, I love that. Well, to find out how you can get on Emmy's schedule, get in now because she is booking up. Go see all of her work at emmycouturedesigns.com. Her Instagram is absolutely gorgeous as well, Emmy Couture Designs. She is fantastic. She loves what she does. She is the sweetest, most fun person, and I encourage you to go check out her work. So, Emmy, congratulations on your huge success. I know it's only going to get bigger, and we will keep in touch and see you soon. Stay tuned. When we come back, we'll have the calendar of events. When it comes to family-friendly dentistry, there's only one place in Scottsdale, and that's Arizona Center for Laser Dentistry. Teeth cleaning, innovative, pain-free laser dentistry, teeth whitening, root canals, and really any dental need you may have, Dr. Rob and his staff at Arizona Center for Laser Dentistry can handle it all. They're more than just a dentist, they really are family. We've been going there for over 3 years, and my family loves them. When your kids get excited to go to the dentist, you know you've got a good one. Dr. Rob DeVito is the only dentist in town that can handle it all. Give him a call at 480-990-1905. You can find him on the web at drdevito.com. And don't forget to tell him you heard him on the podcast. Well, as Scottsdale season begins to start, there are fun things happening every day here in Scottsdale. But don't forget, Scottsdale Fashion Week starts this Thursday, September 28th through Sunday, October 1st. Different shows and locations for each place. So be sure to log on to the link in the description of this episode to get your tickets this week. And if you haven't listened, go back and listen to last week's episode. It's great and explains all the fun things that are going to be happening. For all you that may not be into fashion but want to have something fun to do, Schmoozing with the Stars is happening at my one of my favorite hangout spots in Old Town, Schmooze. It's Friday, September 29th. You need to get tickets to get ready to spice up your evening with upcoming salsa and a schmoozing event. It'll be a vibrant night filled with dancing, delicious tapas, refreshing sangria, and much more. One thing that I'm very passionate about and love talking about is mental health matters. This month of September is National Suicide Prevention Month, and as we all have heard, I'm sure, our kids are hurting more than ever. I'm really proud to represent, and one of my friends here, A Kid in the Corner, is hosting a Mental Health Matters free event coming up on Saturday, September 30th, and you can join some of the most skilled professionals from 8:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. at ASU Skydog. There'll be keynote speakers, breakout sessions, and information on state resources to help our youth today. Please take the time to check in with each other and make sure that everyone is doing well and they're happy and healthy mentally, physically, and all around. Don't forget to subscribe again to your favorite podcast listening app. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and everywhere on the web, including YouTube. And don't forget to subscribe to the Scottsdale City Lifestyle magazine, where there's even more information about the wonderful businesses and people here in Scottsdale. Have a wonderful week, Scottsdale. Keep vibing, and I'll see you around town.